GTA.
Good evening and welcome to Lost Ark, which I clicked run on about 60 seconds ago, and so far I've sat through 2 different splash screens, but not anything else. Well, if I can generate 360-degree streams and stream them, I will definitely see if I can implement that as a feature within the game, because that would be super cool. The problem is it might not be very playable. It might be that I have to... It's a mode where you... maybe I could stream to a different screen. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Is this working? I mean, it's using up an awful lot of my CPU time to draw that dragon thing. I think, though, with Sneaky Spaceships, we just need to be playtesting it and have that golden moment where, you know, I'm being sneaky, Shaka's being a policeman, and I just sneak under his nose, holding my breath, and I just get away with it, and that'll make for a great bit of footage, and that is the, you know, part of the trailer. That's kind of the, what's the word? Like, the moment that we can show, be going, this is what makes the game cool.
Did you spell queuing wrongly on purpose?
I did. I definitely haven't spelt it wrong on purpose, because I even right-clicked and said correct. That's definitely correct.
It is correct.
Yeah.
Should have an E before the ing.
I agree with you.
Nope.
No, wait. Hold on. I agree with you. I do, because that's what I typed, but that is not how you spell the word. And unless this is another one, but
American thing.
Which server?
I will admit, every single time that I type queuing, I include the E, and then I remove the E to put in the ing.
It's just started to run.
It's E-I-N-G.
Yeah, I agree with you. Queuing, but the spell checker went no, and I'm not going to argue with the spell checker on a word on.
It's American, isn't it? American spell checker, probably.
I'd like to turn the sound down before I choose a server.
Which servers are we joining?
Well,
Is anyone in any of them?
well, let me see if I can. Oh my god, busy.
Yeah.
You must
Yeah, you
restart
won't
to
get in
change.
for a while.
You must restart to change the server.
No, to change the region.
Yeah. I mean, it's me. You on the title screen? Could you tell me if there are any American ones? I mean, if we're on the
I
west,
am not on the title screen. I'm sorry.
Well, then you should play Zenith instead.
it's too late. I mean, should we just pick one? Should we pick one at the bottom of the list? What? Oh wow. The characters.
They're all busy, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh my god, 9,000, 5,000.
7,301.
So when we can just we can,
Vladra says it doesn't matter. She can look to see what the wait lists are like on each one, but yeah.
so I used to play Warcraft. I used to like Warcraft, and occasionally our server would go down or be busy. Very occasionally, but we would always have an alt server. Like we'd pick one of the deadest role-playing servers that just there are, and we would just sort of mosey on that one. So I've got a couple of like mid-level characters that are purely just when our main servers were down.
Yeah, that's what everybody that Blood Rose plays with were talking about doing, and they had to set up a backup.
Am I just being stupid, by the way? Or can I not see the video we just did on YouTube? I've got the live one. I'm also amazed that our least viewed video in a long time has been Wreckfest. That can't be right.
I got it. Last one.
Last one?
Last video. Which one do you mean?
The one we just did.
Dev stream? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got it.
Oh. Wonder why I
Lots
don't.
to watch.
Can you send me the link? Which seems like a stupid thing to have to ask. Everyone, I'm assuming some people will be watching this back. There's a possibility I might.
Like their second comment, you may not be able to create a character even if you're connected to the server if your server's character capacity is full.
Yeah, it's a pity that we can't get access to, let's say, the Japanese servers or something, because they would be quieter. We're at kind of peak time. We can choose the one that Malcolm's on for no particular reason, which is Way. So yeah, this is the Way. Bit racist. Did my queue position just go up? I don't. Again, this is poor interface design. You want to funnel me to the emptiest server, not funnel me to not make me choose, because each time I click, you have to send me that number. So if you remember Diablo 3's launch, where it fell over, they fixed a lot of the issues by removing the cancel button.
Error 13.
Yeah, because when you click cancel, you send a message back to the server going, "Hello, I'd like to cancel." So you're scaling up the traffic on the front end. What does it mean by my server's characters? Does that mean no one can create any new characters? I'm confused why they're putting that onus on me. Surely that's their issue to worry about.
Yeah, should be.
I know Blood Rose made her character many hours ago.
Well, that's all right. We're at 6,900. I do worry with Sneaky Spaceships that I will have to implement a single player mode, because, and you know, the police fly around, and if they see you, you're out. It'll be dumbed down, but it means you can spend some time exploring the levels and playing it. But it's mostly a multiplayer game. But I think it is a game where you go, oh, cool, I like the concept of this, and you get like 3 copies for you and your mates to play. I think that as you know, that works. It's like Werewolves. If Werewolves, we could make it work reliably with our player base size, it'd be fine. I assume Sneaky Spaceship should probably scale down to 2 to 1, 1 to 1. Maybe there are a whole bunch of balancing toggles to put on to make sure it is balanced. Writing games is a difficult. I mentioned before, sometimes people said I sound very negative and people suggest things, but if you want to implement a feature, there may be 100 questions to answer about that feature, and you have to answer 100 questions. You can't just answer 60 or 70 of them. You have to answer all the questions. And that's the nature of developing anything like that. And people sort of said, I feel very, you keep asking me these questions, but I can't just go, hey, you should have just like cool boss fights. That's not a design. I need to know, well, how big are the bosses? How often do the boss fights turn up? How long do the boss fights take? Do you need special items to defeat the boss? Do the bosses have special audio? I need to answer 100% of the questions around the bosses before I can really decide whether or not the feature can be done, or even begin work on the feature, or decide how much work the feature, how much effort it is. Also, why can't I click on the seagulls on the loading screen?
Kill them.
Are you going to not queue then?
I am queuing.
I'm looking at the stream, you're not queuing.
I am.
Where? Oh, okay, because you moved that.
I moved it so I could bring up the settings menu, but it doesn't. Everything's already at very high.
Bloodrose kept listing off server names to me, saying as if she's expecting me to repeat them, and I'm sitting there like, I can't even spell those, let alone understand every syllable that you just said.
Well, I mean, if there's one that's not marked as busy on West, East, or South America, I will happily join one. I don't think it's going to make very much difference to our gameplay experience.
6,500, is that right? Because when I checked about half an hour ago, it was 4,000 something. Is that the lowest number you could find?
Well, it's 6,400
No.
on way high.
Yeah, did you pick the one with the lowest queue number?
They're all about the same.
This is queue number.
This is the one. Well, yeah, but you can only find this by going enter,
yeah.
cancel, enter, cancel. This is the one that Malcolm's on, so it seemed about as good a choice as ever. Any. I mean, obviously there are multiple people. If you guys want to check west, north, west, east, and south, and see if there are ones that aren't marked as busy. At least the music's present. Am I going to play Fortress Craft Evolved again? Probably not. The chances of us playing Fortress Craft Phoenix are very high, but Fortress Craft Evolved, probably not. Fortress Craft Evolved to me is a broken, horrible, unfinished game, and it annoys me because there's so much wrong with it. And all those things are fixed in Phoenix, you see. But I would then start wanting to fix Fortress Craft Evolved, which is a very bad, commercially speaking, idea, unfortunately. How many copies did they ship? Well over 1 million. Like, they've had more than 1 million active players on Steam on this game today. I think it's a party of 4. I suspect we can wander around in the wilderness. I think it's just dungeons of 4. I don't really know. Oh, yeah, but Optic, with every single game I've ever shipped in my whole life, all I can see are the issues. And it's my game. I can fix those issues. And that's the problem, that I would want to fix the issues. It's far more like we'll be doing Fortress Craft Phoenix. But as I said, I had to spend over a year working on Eden, which was a voxel engine, and I was planning in that time period to ship a number of my other games, and I didn't. So I want to spend the next approximately 10 months I could be playing Warcraft. So on the night Warcraft came out, I played Asheron's Call 2, and it was the busiest night Asheron's Call had ever had, because everybody was logged in. It was jam packed because no one could log on to Warcraft, so everyone went back to Asheron's Call to bitch about how they couldn't log on to Warcraft. So when you see people,
Everyone's call fall over then.
no, it was fine actually, because that was that had been around a couple of years and was stable and.
So now is the time to play Zenith, is what you're saying, right?
If I had it installed on my VR headset, and it's too late for that. I'm happy just to sit here and chat. What's I saying? Yeah, so when people are bitching about, oh, this game is broken, you can't get it. The only game I know of with a smooth MMO launch was Age of Conan, because they put way too many servers up there, and it absolutely cost them an insane amount of money. Every other game I know of, right up to and including Diablo 2 for heaven's sake, had a rocky launch. Which is kind of surprising that no one has solved it. But if Blizzard can't solve it, and Smilegate can't solve it, then no one can solve it. So Smilegate are one of the biggest companies in the world. I wonder if what's their turnover? Yeah. Oh, 1.
Wow, that company name, I don't know, it just sounds like Amazon is just setting them up for failure.
No. So Smilegate are one of the biggest gaming companies in the world.
I understand that. They're Korean. But my point is, their name sounds like Amazon is setting them up for failure.
Yes. Oh, gotcha. So, so last year, in 2020, Smilegate only pulled in $600 million because their market change had gone down. No, hold on. Sorry. $600 billion. That can't be right. So, hold on. From that number there, I should be able to work out what it is. It's 1 over 100 over 2. No, 1 over 2.8. So it's 187. So 1 over 2.8 is that. No, 1 over 2.8. So it's 187 divided by that. Yeah, $500 million. They're a $500 million company. They're huge. And they're the fifth company. They have the biggest game in the world, which is called Crossfire. You've never heard of it. You've never played it. It's the biggest game in the world. It makes Minecraft look like a teeny tiny nothing. It's just we live in the wrong hemisphere for anyone to talk about. So I worked on a game for them. Wow. I worked on Sky Saga Infinite Isles, and the best thing was it's still marked on Wikipedia as an out-of-date TBA. It's already been shipped and cancelled. The best thing was when the Warcraft servers would crash during the busy periods, everyone get kicked off and you have to try and get back on as quickly as you can before somebody else got in. Instead, did we want to try R Factor 2? I think we've all got it. It was very, very cheap.
We should.
I will see if I can find some time. I will see if I can find time tomorrow to see if I can test it and work it out and get it to go. And if not, we should default back to Wreckfest. But I'll see if I can make it work, because last time it was because you ran the game and the game was more like an FTP program. You had to choose what tracks and cars you wanted, and then it would reboot and run like FTP levels of awful. And then it would run. But apparently they've redone it all, and it's super good now. So while I'm waiting, I do actually have the code up, and I wonder why that's not working. Well, when you press spacebar, let me just check. It just calls the recenter code. Unity, try recenter, not working. I love it, it's called try recenter. This can fail depending... Oh, wow. This can fail depending on the tracking mode origin of the subsystem does not support recentering. Well, that's not written by an English person.
I think I know what it talks about.
That's
like
not English.
The headset is detecting what the room is.
No. Hold on. This can fail if the tracking origin node of the subsystem does not support recentering. Not on. But yeah, I know what you mean about... So this says I should try set tracking origin mode. Like, I haven't had a problem, but I may have just accidentally twiddled it all so it works for my setup. So that might be why it doesn't work for you, because you guys are different heights than I am, or standing up or sitting down differently. I also don't think my VR tracking is very good because I'm so close to so many computer monitors. I think it struggles to work out where the hell I am sometimes. It may also be it is recentering properly, but because of the scaling issue that Mr. Chicken described, it's not centering. It's centering right by a factor of 3 out. If that makes sense. But apparently, calling tracking origin mode. Yes, this is C++.
Does that also reset where forwards is?
Yes, that's the idea. The idea is that whatever the game considers 000 with a forwards direction is now whatever your headset currently is. So if you, you duck down and recenter and then stand up, you'll be super tall in the game.
Yeah.
Now, apparently this doesn't work on Oculus systems because you have to use the built-in reset button by holding the Oculus button on the controller, which I thought turned it off. But anyway. Ah, right, yeah, so, okay, this may have fixed it. So the options are unknown, that's an error, device, floor, tracking reference, and unbounded. So I want it to be wherever, reset relative to wherever the headset is. As ever, Unity's documentation is just appalling. Like, well, I can show you. That's all the documentation. Returns true if it centers it, returns false otherwise. Right, okay, but,
yeah.
Well, that might be it. I might have solved it now. I think I may have fixed the translation issue. Because the spaceship, whoever made that spaceship, didn't not put it together in any way that would be of a sensible human size. And I might be able to scale everything up and down, but then I think all the other spaceships were the wrong size. So the easiest solution is just to scale the camera. Yeah, so, I mean, so Schalke complained that the sizes were wrong, and so I did put in a 1 meter ruler. So that ruler should be exactly 1 meter big, 1 meter long, and I think it is. Player is scaled by 1, cockpit is scaled by 1. Why is this scaled by... Oh, no, that is scaled by 1. So, yeah. That means that this cockpit is very, very big. So this means that this joystick... Sorry, Esmia. This joystick is a yard tall. So that's...
Yard meter. I know that a meter's still at least like 4 inches longer.
As far as anyone in their right mind is concerned, a yard is exactly a meter. It's just... They're close enough. But my point is...
I mean, they're different.
They're not close enough. That's the thing, though. Yeah. I can be 2 yards tall without even coming close to 2 meters tall.
Right, but my point is that this joystick is about 2.5 feet tall. That's not right. That's a big joystick. So
that is a very big joystick.
Yeah, so I haven't scaled the cockpit up. The thing is from this viewpoint, you can't tell it's wrong. You have no point of reference to see that this is the wrong size. So if I run the game here, everything looks fine in 2D because you have zero sense of scale.
So I was absolutely at the correct height.
Maybe, but I think I solved it because there was a tick box, and I'll check it obviously off stream because of VR. There's a tick box on the here marked use relative transform. When this is set, the tracked pose roll will use the original position as a reference. This option will be deprecated in future releases, or maybe not then. And let me try. Unity VR scaling camera makes movement too small. The problem is that Unity has been through about 5 different revisions of VR. And so the first option, like the first post from this is like from 2013. But anything they say there is completely irrelevant. But as I scale the camera down, you should... The tracking should move more. Try and change the FOV of the camera. Oh, shut up. That's not how VR works. Yeah, so people are... So someone here has actually got the opposite issue. In real life, you're 2 meters tall. When you crouch, your head moves about 1 meter. Fine. If your character is half a meter tall, then moving your head by 1 meter will put it through the floor. So that this person does want your head movement to be scaled by your size, which is what we want. I have made the cockpit... I've made the player's camera 3 times bigger. Therefore, I want the player's head movement to be 3 times bigger, as opposed to 1-to-1. Yeah, Darren, I stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
You'll leap that way.
It's just because Twitch has screwed me over many, many, many times, and YouTube never has. This just going. So this is completely not answering the question. Can I edit the script? Oh, I can. Oh, okay. It might actually be the issue is that the cockpit hasn't got any smaller, but your eye separation has. So what's happening is you've got effectively eyes that are very, very far apart, so everything looks small, but you are actually only moving a small amount.
Yeah.
I'm sure I went to school with somebody called Darren Lindsay. I'm really sure I went to school with someone called Darren Lindsay. Origin poses an offset applied to any tracking data reference object. 7th version of education scale. I'm wondering if I should just do that divided by scaled by the XYZ. I will try and fix that, as I know you're all very excited to play in VR. It just didn't work. It works for me, but I have a sneaky suspicion it only works for me.
It feels like the map works. So moving left and right felt like the map. I was moving an appropriate amount for the map, which is sort of very strange. But it's just that it felt like the cockpit was moving as well.
Yeah,
because so yeah.
Yeah, because you weren't moving enough, which would be why it felt like the cockpit was going with you.
Yeah.
Like if you were to get up to the joystick and move your head left and right, you might actually find it's okay. But as I said, I am definitely scaling the VR camera is. Oh, come on, zoom in. So the VR camera's there, so that should be the center point of your view, and then the VR system tells me your height. Yes, that's not right, is it? That should be more like there. Or even...
I need to say this, and I think this group can at least appreciate it. So, Blood Rose is playing Lost Ark next to me, and the whole fucking time, I have been convinced that there is a computer rebooting somewhere near me, because every time something happens with a quest in that game, it makes that sound, that post beep.
Boop. No, that's a terrible sound. I went to a motorbike shop today, which was very cool, like an old motorbike shop. And when you open the door to go in, it makes a noise, like to let the people know that someone's coming to the shop. And the sound effect goes, minute. It's exactly the same as the one I've got in my house. It's the same bit of kit. It was like, oh, please stop. There are certain sound effects that you shouldn't use.
Exactly.
You'll also have one issue. I don't think I can solve this because Xiaoka did point this one out as well. The cockpit itself is fucking awful. So look at the width of the chair. Look at the... Oh, God. Oh, sorry, I'm not streamed. Let me start the stream so you guys aren't watching like 20 minutes. So if you look at the chair, if you look at the width of the chair and then the height of the seat back and then the position the author kind of has it you to put your feet in, it's in a proper F1 style position. And I suspect it's going to be quite tricky. Yeah. I might have to get Andy to redo the cockpit to be a little bit more sensible because it's But it's, and as I said, the cockpit's not actually in the right place relative to the ship.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely stupid. That is because if I put it in the correct place, come on, Unity, select it, select that. No. If it's in the correct place, which is there, you can't see the claw arms.
Oh.
So I've done it for... it probably won't stay. I said this is just because right now, for screenshots and for playtesting, it looks and feels much cooler to have the claw arms there, but you are actually in completely the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
I would also very much like to have these done a bit better, and those to light up if you've got the map light. Not the map light, if you've got the internal HUD on.
I'll tell you this much.
Yeah?
If I was piloting that craft, or if I was designing that craft to use in, say, I don't know, Space Engineers or something, I would not use that cockpit. Oh my God, would I not use that cockpit at all?
It's a terrible... I mean, if you actually look at the actual cockpit, it's terrible. Like the one that they've given us for the model.
I would use something more akin to, I don't know, kind of like those giant harbor cranes, how they have you can look down through them.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason I've been very specific on the design as well, because I disagree wholeheartedly with Izzard. I think that the game should be accessible. So there is nothing below 180 degrees that you can see through. Because you could do that in one of the ships in Squadrons, and it always made me feel queasy. But you've got a nice view upwards. So I completely agree with you. Realistically, you want the cockpit to be... where would we actually have the cockpit? Like... probably about there. Like up and away, maybe even further up, like there. Otherwise, you can't see what the fuck you're doing. That's the thing. Where it is, where they've put the cockpit and where I've put the cockpit, they're both terrible. Like, once the rock is in, and I can't show you that, and I can show you that on the other one. Yeah, so if I actually put myself into the cockpit, like, all you're going to see out the front is a rock. Like, you know, and if the rock is not very well done or a particularly tall rock, it's a awful design. This is why, and I'm 90% sure this is retconned, this is why the Millennium Falcon has the cockpit where it is, because and I'm 99% sure they retcon this. The idea is that the hold on, container, let's find a picture of it. Here you go. So this is quote unquote how the Millennium Falcon was supposed to be used, but I bet you £1 million no one came up with this till about 1993. So that's why the cockpit's out to the side, is so they could see without the freight getting in the way, which is a cool idea. But as I say, I'm pretty sure that no one thought that at the time. That was just someone came up going, why is the cockpit off center? It's because so you can see over the freight. But yeah, that would also make more sense if the cockpit.
I don't know about realism, but if you're flying a spaceship with visuals, that might be a problem in itself. But flying an airplane with visuals is also a bit dodgy, but it can be done. But
yeah,
space, like, you are not seeing anything with your eyes in any way time to actually make any maneuvers.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, probably the cockpit there. I mean, the Millennium Falcon actually had it sort of forwards. Actually, hold on, let me just bring it up again. So yeah, so I guess the Falcon.
In that sense, that the cockpit is actually for managing the rock or like the local interaction with the ship, with stuff that's in contact. That could actually make sense.
Yeah, I mean, something like that would be kind of cool. You might need the ability to twist the cockpit. I mean, in reality, you probably have the ability to twist the cockpit like that, so you can fiddle the rock. But I wasn't planning on making an accurate rock simulation game. Yes, it would definitely have HOTAS support. I have quite a nice HOTAS system. Elite was I'm going to give Elite, I'm going to say 5 out of 10 as a game. On a HOTAS, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. In VR with a HOTAS, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. In VR with a HOTAS and motion platform, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely important. I would like to consider, and there are two people who care about this, and that's me and Esmir. I would like to consider a game mode that is not HOTAS. It is HOMCAS, hand-on motion controller and stick. So you fly
oh my god, yes.
So you fly it with one hand. You fly it with your left or your right hand, whichever one, and the other hand flicks toggle switches, clicks on buttons, pulls levers. Because, I mean, realistically, you don't do that much with the throttle. It's usually just all the way forwards, all the way backwards. And in VR, you're like, which button was it? Like, I got a bit better at it, but I prefer visual toggles and the joystick there. But yeah, that would be cool. And so yeah, absolutely, it would have support for that.
I want all the things in the hand.
Yeah.
Who needs the joystick?
The other thing I would need to do, by the way, is if the cockpit camera doesn't work, is I need to scale all of the spaceships in the entire world down by a factor of 3 and the world by a factor of 3. Because the cockpit's out. Like, if I make the cockpit itself 3 times smaller, that's now getting very small. But now you see, the spaceship's way too big out there. Then I need to scale the spaceship down. If I scale the spaceship down and everything else, so I'd much rather scale the camera up and down, which effectively should scale the universe up and down as a 1-to-1.
Do you have to show the cockpit to other players? Or can it just be for the local player?
Yeah, so the local player only ever has this view. The only reason the outside bit exists at all is so you can see the claw arms. That's just mostly, really, it's because it looks cool. it doesn't even make any sense, because when you're the taxi, it still does exactly the same thing. So I'm suspecting the player ship will actually be a cool little fast fighter of some description, with a whatchamacallit. Oh, brilliant. I've got the texture for the fighter, but not the mesh.
Maybe if the ships did some active things and you had to actively like follow that your outer camouflage was matching, then there would be point in looking to your own ship through the cockpit.
Just wait for the music to change. I assume it will change when I'm in. What's it called? Sorry. AK5. For some reason I've copied some of the assets across my... Oopsie. So I'm assuming the player ship will actually be a cool little ship of some description. There's the one I was thinking of. And it will... Why is it in that folder? Make that up a second. But yeah, obviously, enemy players won't be able to work out who you are by looking at you, only by what you do. So let's just say, for sake of argument, that's what the player ship looks like. It has to be no bigger than the taxi. And you'd only ever see this if its hologram projector was down. And possibly that would actually be too big, so... There
Waste.
we go.
Sorry, you just went into a black hole. Terribly sorry.
Although, the thing is, the spaceship looks pretty cool. Like, it's got quite nice textures, it's quite nice design, but if you look at it going, where exactly is the cockpit on this? Why does it have a texture that says stage 4 phase lock on the outside? And again, VR is very unforgiving. So this cockpit looks alright, doesn't it? Let's have a look at these little buttons here. Cool. BMT, cool. What's this one? Okay. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, look. Weapons, energy, ballistic, missiles. What's this? Infirmary status. Patient ID 007 with 3 patients in the infirmary. Right, you've obviously copy-pasted that off a different game, haven't you?
Medical cockpit. That's the infirmary of the
it's just
thing.
Infirmary's in the back. So yeah, the player spaceship would probably be this vehicle here. So if you're not running a camouflage, that's what you are. You know, this is the vehicle you start in. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have a cockpit, because you never see it from the outside. And you'd probably not even see any of it for the when you're looking out. I mean, you might not anyway. You might never see your ship. I know it's super cool having the grabbers there, but it probably doesn't really work as a gameplay thing. You're inside the holo projector. You don't really see outside it. War Thunder in VR was alright. My biggest issue with it was and the amount of time I had to spend with one eye closed, because I'm closing one eye to try and line up close sights with far away sights, which is obviously silly. So I do have a little park area for all of the test ships. Where is it? Oh, that's my shiny sphere. There they are. So this is still somewhere on Tad's list, is doing all of the test ships. And the texture, sorry. We do have a number of police variants. Yeah, there you go. So that's the player ship. The player ship is a Titancy ship. Very, very small. Because obviously it has to fit inside the cloak of a taxi. Or yeah, it has to fit inside when it's being a taxi. I'm not sure if I care about this game enough. But yeah, the textures here are all... they're horrible. And they're old. The actual taxi itself looks pretty good. So these are the things that you can be right now. You can be a police ship, be a taxi, you can be a garbage collector or a recycle ship. You can be a transporter with or without cargo, and you can be that one. This is the only one that's been sort of fully rigged. So this does have all of the RCS. You can see all the RCS jets there. So it's got the main engines. It's got the nav lights. Nav lights are correct, by the way.
I just pose a question to you about the thrusters on the transporter, not the mining one, the cargo ship.
Yes, I didn't design. I didn't design them, so fuck off. Yes, you'd have to. The thing is, you've got a number of things. So first of all, your first solution is you could put that up there. But yes, as you accelerated, the ship would just flip around endlessly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this one. That's not the centre of mass. You need to constantly balance it. Same thing with that one. These are all right. That you could probably argue are centred. Just. Yeah, so they're nice trails. I like trails. The red lines are the latter half of a AI's possible node journey. I do have some other ships around that I haven't really got a reason to have. They're just scenery. So there's a rescue ship, and that comes in a few variants of textures. So you've got that one, and then you've got the police version. So that could be the prison ship we were talking about. We do actually have a prison ship. I'm not sure it's in the game at the moment. Oh, it may be. Oh, I've got the text. Oh, there we go. Oh, I've got the texture, but not the model. Brilliant. That's amazing that I've failed that hard. I think I thought I didn't need them. But yeah, we do have some cool ships. So this is one of the things that's actually quite hard to find. Is oh, there we go. We do have the prison ship. It's called... Yeah, so we've got an actual prisoner transport. So I like the idea of you being put into timeout. And having to be broken out however that particular gameplay works. You've also got the... I love the way... This one's called Airbus, which is a brilliant name for a spaceship. Oh, where's the rest of it? That seems like a bit of an issue.
Yeah, for floor. Oh. No.
Yeah, I don't know where the rest of the spaceship is. This is just supposed to be one... Oh, there we go. Huh?
One-sided texture. Or missing internal geometry, maybe?
Well, yeah, but... But where's the rest of it? Yeah, like, there should be more of it than that. I can make it render both facets, but that's not how it should look. It's supposed to have seats in it and glass. It's a bus.
I remember from We Are Mayor, and it was kind of cool to see that up.
But it's
very
really
cool to see that up close.
But that would be very cool. So maybe at the beginning of the level, what happens is the hunter has, let's say, 30 seconds to start. And maybe the way it works is it starts off and you have to sit on a transport ship beginning your shift. There we go.
Right.
There we go, it's got seats. The other problem you've got with these is, again, the scale is so off. So you get inside the ship, and it was never designed to be looked at from the inside. It really wasn't. But yeah, this would be a cool ship to just be. It'd be very much like the intro to Half-Life. But it's very hard to find models of spaceships that are, what's the word? Not fighters.
Mm.
Yeah, so maybe this is the loading screen. Oh my god, that texture's just wrong, I think. Oh my word. So Andy has a rule, and the rule is don't have 13 textures per ship. You have one.
Wow.
And this person has put 13 on. And one of them is definitely wrong. But I don't know which one, because there are 13 of them. But yeah, it's very hard to find, I'll say boring spaceships, but cargo ships and transports and those sort of
Mundane.
things. Yeah. I've got a lot now. I've been collecting them for ages. And as I said about VR Space Mare, I really enjoy just being there and just watching the ships. This one's very cool, though I don't know why it's aerodynamic, but it does look very cool.
Lander, maybe?
Well, no, it doesn't even have any landing gear. It's very aerodynamic.
They're flying through all those nebula.
Oh, there you go. There's the other prisoner transport. So this one can pick up stuff. But unfortunately, whoever modelled it didn't model the engine separate. So the engines are just pointing downwards. Well, I'm going to damn well create a character tonight anyway, even if it's nothing else.
Ooh, I'm in. Well, I say in. I am now at the character creation, so I'll spend my while here. I don't know.
This one works better. Well, sort of. Why does this ship have an inside and an outside? Why would you model crates into the inside of the ship? Hey Henry, if you quit, I'll be down to position 81 in the queue. Just saying. Yeah, things like the scale of the scene and the size of it and all that, they all have to be worked out. This is just a prototype more than anything else. Oh, hold on, sound effects. Wait, why am I now getting a cutscene? That is... I was mean about the presentation, the polish. Holy moly. People have been really pissed off you can't have female warriors and male mages in this game. You're like, this is our universe. This is how it works. Done. The end. Ass in. I'm definitely going to be a... Oh, he has a train. But he looks like Dante. I'm going to be a male gunner. It does look very... Oh, it's like Dante from Devil May Cry. That's very me. I'm going to be back in just 2 moments. I do have a different question. If we decide that we want to turn it into a role-playing game, what's it called then? Also, what does follow cursor with eyes mean?
It'll look where you move the cursor. I think.
Oh, sort of. No, but I have to do the dance.
Oh, did I choose
that
the
name
mode?
is already... All right, okay, I'll have my old Warcraft character name. God, I was about to tell me that was taken. I was gonna get angry. This has nothing to do with Amazon. This is a game by Smilegate. Smilegate are an enormous Korean developer. It's just that... Oh my god. Oh wow, yeah, sort of. Brilliant. So I can move the cursor around. How do I click?
If the game is about role-playing as a spaceship, then it could be called Being a Spaceship.
I kind of like Spaceport Simulator VR. Scenario: Klingo Terra went to Trixion with the help of the Lazent that met Beatrice. What?
Who?
You've introduced 4 people, one of which was in yellow. Am I Beatrice? Yeah, it's published by Amazon over here, but only because Smilegate are fucking enormous, and Amazon are just publishing it over here.
It was a tough mission.
Skip. I really hope every developer in the world watches this stream, watches that bit and goes, you know what, we wasted our fucking time. Anyway, Shaka, it has to be called Being a Spaceship VR. Being a Spaceship VR RPG. I thought I said skip, not jump to the next cutscene. Why does my hair go through my collar? Why is it so flickery? Why can't I bring up the options menu?
Try opening the tome of prophecy.
I don't care about story. No one cares about story.
It will show you the path of your destiny.
Thank you, lady. Bye, lady. Press G to interact. Do you mean click the left stick? Okay. Now, I could be sharpshooter. Okay. Deadeye. Okay. Or artillerist. Do they mean artilleryman? Because artillerist is not a word.
Bloodroad has had wonderful commentary on your thoughts on the story.
What story?
Yeah, so the story basically has been, oh yeah, evil villain wants to kill the world, and you're the hero, the chosen one, and stop the evil person. That's that. Evil bad guy. Yeah, evil bad guy, evil. There you go.
All right. I mean, I just pressed escape, which seems a lot simpler than all that. What do you reckon then? Sharpshooter, Deadeye, or artillerist? It seems a little bit early for you to specialising, because I don't really know. I like rapid firing. Really?
She says you can try them all out. Yeah. If you click on one, it'll do class trial.
I have to then grab the...
Yes.
Class tester. Oh my god, that is a big gun. Alright. Basic attack is X. Oh, okay, it is actually... No, I'm done. This is awesome. Minigun. Oh my god. Are you genuinely expecting me to press LB and X? LB and Y? LB and B? Okay, done. Yep. Don't know what the camera's doing. Do you want to stand on that? Okay. Artillerist. I choose this destiny. I think it over. Yeah, big rockets, minigun. I'm sold. These are two of my favorite things. I like it. Oh good, I got an achievement.
May Regulus bless the path you've chosen.
Can I shoot something yet?
You will now take your first step in
Oh, they're
quest
talking
for
again.
the Ark. The future of Arcasia is in your hands. The light of the world must
Oh, this is
not
important. It's
fall
got a
to
different
chaos.
font for the subtitle. Oh, no, apparently not. Now there's another lady with again, another unlikely set of breasts. Oh, what's wrong with his beard? Skybeam. Staring, more staring, another skybeam. The fuck is this child doing?
A pillar of light.
With the man's voice.
We better get moving.
Skybeam.
Go? Where?
Who the fuck are these guys?
To meet old friends.
These people look like they've escaped out of
After 500 years of waiting.
fucking Crystal Chronicles. I'm a tiny child with the voice of an old man who runs like a twat. That's a skybeam. That's how DC just signals it's a good or maybe bad thing. Trua is a forgotten ancient city. How do you know if it's forgotten? Do you mean it's lost, not forgotten? There are a lot of cutscenes and they didn't match the feet to the floor.
We're here.
Call me a scrub. You seen the size of my gun? Then apparently I'm not caring anymore. Can I jump in the ocean? Is this even me? I'm the king of the world. Oh god, it's the music from the title screen. No, you could never play that music again. Wait a minute, I've just gone back to where I was. And these seagulls are much lower poly. I'd like to make a pledge out right now. Sneaky Spaceships will not have any seagulls in it. This is my pledge.
Oh.
No, no seagulls.
You might be pleased to hear that the first thing that I did, the moment that I got within any sort of range of seagulls in Zenith, was attempt to kill the motherfuckers.
How did that go?
Don't get off just yet.
The guy said,
They don't exist.
"Ah, this guy said not to get off, so I am."
We are going to take off once they get... Let's go. You're finally here.
What's the oh, the camera's trying to make me watch this guy. Oh my word! So you move with the left stick, and then the right stick moves your mouse cursor. Oh, cool! Skip prologue. Yep, skip. It's magic. I just store it somewhere else. Next question. How the fuck do I aim?
I hear a famous priest is arriving today.
Stop saying press tab.
Oh, I've heard of him too. He has quite a reputation.
Okay, you can't kill innocents. Yeah. Nice collision.
They say he can heal any illness.
It's a good looking game, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, very good. Very Korean. Just dodging your stamina, I don't know. That's not really a dodge, it's just kind of a... No, it's just got a 10-second cooldown.
Where is he?
See, in Diablo 3, you start the game and it's cutscene, and then you immediately have to kill something.
Is that really him?
He looks far too young.
When I tried it, I was a gunslinger, and you could rotate between 3 different palettes of 6 abilities.
A very famous priest.
I am a man with a gun the size of a boat.
To Prideholme, Holy One.
Thank you so much for this warm welcome.
Skip? No. I cannot skip. First clear. Oh, telling me I can skip it in the future.
Oh, in that case, I best not keep Father Varut waiting.
Now. Die, priest.
How do I join your group then?
I don't think you can yet. So how do I aim? How do you aim on the keyboard and mouse?
Right click.
Yeah, it aims at your mouse cursor, basically.
Because I had to move the mouse cursor. Oh no, the mouse cursor's now snapped. Because I had to move the mouse cursor with the right analog stick, and it's not a. And then it's X to shoot.
I've got about 8 different abilities. I suppose there's a standard one.
LT and X. LT and Y. LB and A.
Is he her father? What the hell?
I don't know.
So I reckon within the next 5 or 10 minutes, you'll have made your mind up whether you like this or can't be asked.
Actually, what probably happens, I'm probably going to go to bed, and it depends if I think about it. Turn on barrage mode. Okay, it says press Z. I think I press Y. Click to close. Okay. Not a good time to click on click to close, but there we go. No. Firepower meter must be full to activate barrage mode. Oops, sorry, villagers. This is almost unplayable on the pad. Which is amazing. They mostly got it right, but didn't bother to test, like aiming.
A pad.
Well, it works all apart from aiming. It keeps telling me about barrage mode when I can't use it.
Have you noticed how it's 0 fun?
Thank you for saving me.
The problem is,
Not yet.
Headed to Prideholme?
it's I just want to kill stuff and get things. I'm happy with that.
It must get fun because of the reviews, but
The old seat squeaks. The wheels go round too slow.
What business do you have in Prideholme?
Skip. Again, all you have to do is copy the first hour of Diablo's pacing to the nth degree, because it was perfect. It was just spot on. You started off with the combat, then you chatted with someone who went, you can come into the village, they're attacking, and then there's a big wave of combat. Then you could talk to some people or immediately leave. Now they're making me watch
A coincidence.
thing I don't
Perhaps
want to
we
watch.
could travel together and see.
Oh
I actually have
my.
to go and rescue that guy. Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't fireball him off. Call this a role-playing game.
Bloodrose says that if you do that the prologue of the game actually does include all the pacing properly.
yeah, I thought that as well.
Well, that's story though, so. I mean,
No, the prologue, you play through the prologue.
when it said prologue,
Kill things.
I assumed it just meant tutorial. Should I rescue him? Do I have to? I have to.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was the same.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh no. They followed me all the way here.
The fact that
come
some
on.
characters take no damage at all is just inexplicable.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just you just have to suspend disbelief, don't you? Like you've got a weapon there that can mow down anything, but you point it at a friendly and it just nothings them.
Well, I mean, that's fairly standard. I have to kill 6 more assassins within this bubble, and there aren't any more. Ah, there we go. Come.
The best strategy for all these mobs would be to just become your friend, because then they'd be invincible.
There's something in Warcraft. You can assault entire cities and kill everyone, but you can't kill the children.
I think that was the last of them.
Yeah, it's not Star Wars.
You're saying that you should be able to kill children in computer games?
Star Wars, you can.
This isn't Star Wars, though. Why is everyone
That's what I
speaking?
just said.
Why is everyone speaking gibberish?
My goodness. Are you not hurt?
Skip. I just want... So, Diablo is just fucking waves of monsters, and that's the way I like my RPGs, just... more battle.
Yeah, you want to play it, not watch it.
Yes. But that's not how Korean games generally are. Generally, Korean games, you are just kill a mob. Cool. Now kill 10. Great. Now kill 50. Now kill 500. Now kill 1,000. I could do with this.
Tell you what drives me absolutely nuts is when there's like a skipping is only like half skipping. Like you clearly can skip stuff because they always put a skip button there. It's just that in spite of you pressing skip every time you do, there's still bits it forces you to watch, and there's still slow animations and. If I'm pressing skip all the time, it's because I just want to play the game.
Yes. I find
anything that prevents me is frustrating.
I find it insulting that you think my time is so worthless I have to watch your cutscene that I don't want to watch. Why would you not disable my gunfire in this room?
Yep.
Oh, everyone's looking at me.
Let's move forwards, I think.
So that was you.
Grenade!
It's like you have realistic lighting and shadows, but a completely unrealistic weapon that only kills bad guys. It just.
Well, I mean, no, that's fair. I mean, in Warcraft, you can't hit a lot of things. Like, yeah, it just goes, no. I mean, in Diablo, you can't shoot friendly guys. Just nothing happens. Talk to Father Varut. Who would you like me to kill? Yay, I did a quest. All right. A triple.
Is your screen HDR, by the way?
Try to have fun with that, or at least have fun hating it.
What? What's going on? It's all dialogue boxes. Are you off, Schalke?
I'm off.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Yes. Okay.
What's your character's name?
Calvin Frost.
Who appear to be a different shard to you.
I'm in way.
Yeah, no, they've even got sharding per run, whatever it is. I think.
Just want to go and murder things. That's it. That's all I want. Murder.
Basically, you just walked past me effectively, but I wasn't there because I was in a different area.
Oh, who are you?
Nustara, Nwostara.
Send a party invite to Nustara. There you go. Friend.
Chapter 2.
Is there anything you need? Another round here.
Games that drop you off in a town really early on is the worst thing. Lots of games do it. And you're like, in Warcraft, you started off in the middle of nowhere and then went to a small town and then a medium town and then a big town. This has just gone, hey, you're in the big quest hub.
Oh, there you are.
Hello. How do we leave? Talk to Brother Apple. Waiting outside the cathedral. It's this guy, I think. But yeah, lots of MMOs do this. They quickly drop you off in the town, the hub, the quest portal, and they are invariably overwhelming. Oh, cool! I've got a mount. I can have brown horse, white horse. Cool. Attributes: unsellable, indestructible.
15 minutes and you get a horse.
Yeah.
Like, it took me like 2 years to get one in Warcraft.
Yeah. So attributes: unsellable, indestructible, cannot be dismantled.
So that's no to glue making then.
Horseback riding, mounts not
You
unlocked.
get to name him. You get to name the horse.
Oh my.
Yeah, you could join a guild.
Can you play music? Open your inventory, and so you said it's very polished. If you got the stream up there, Si, you said it's
I'm watching on Discord.
on Discord. So you said it's very polished. Varrot's on
Yeah.
the left hand side. Varrot Scythe. Open your inventory, Oh,
Yeah.
but what do I do now? I've closed the thing telling me what to do because when I pressed the inventory it covered up the dialog box telling me how to play the game. An acquire mount is something, something, something. Click to close. View the list of mounts, pressing Alt-V. Outside. Press mount or add to a quick start to get on the press. Register the mount in a... Do you mean...
Where does your inventory appear now that you've moved it? Does it stick or does it keep going back to the... Oh, that's
Yeah,
good at least.
cool. So I like games where you can actually shove it off the screen and get it there permanently. RBNY. I'm a horse.
Oh, imagine if you could drag it to another screen. That'd be good.
That would be good.
Your map and your quests and your inventory
Skillet's on
all on
cooldown.
the second monitor. That'd be awesome.
That would be nice. I do agree with
Nobody
what Malcolm
disappeared.
said, though. I feel that I should get the skills as I level up one by one. Maybe over the first hour or so.
Half of the stone tablet in the cathedral? I didn't even know it was half a tablet to begin with.
Cool. Ask gear merchant. I don't want to do this. I just want to kill things. I like killing things.
Was that you bringing up the map in the middle of the screen, by the way?
Yeah, it told
There
me
is a
to.
button to do it. Yeah.
Tab.
Yeah.
The stone tablet in the cathedral?
Skip.
The slab engraved with something...
Bum, bum, bum. I don't care about anything you care about. You have to make me care about your quest. You can't just tell me I care. You can't tell me my character cares. Borderlands did it brilliantly. Handsome Jack, it starts off with, oh, you're alive. Oh, fuck, he's supposed to be dead. And then was a bitch, and you hated him. And you hated him all the way through. Apparently, I'm just doing...
For some reason,
Yeah.
it really bothered me that every time you speak to an NPC, your character is sort of facing away from you in a sort of 3/4 view instead of towards the camera. You never see your own face. When you can, but
Skip.
it's disconcerting.
We're on the Fortress Craft Discord. Oh, now who are you making me talk to? You cannot use skills in cities.
Good job. Every time you fill out the tome,
skip.
the association will reward you.
Do I have to talk to you? I just want to accept all the quests. I always want to accept all the quests. That's how it works. All the time, accept all quests. Oh god, there are so many more quests just turned up. Fill an empty flower bed with flowers.
Brothers and sisters, let us pray.
I kind of feel like I have to just...
Do you require assistance? The piece of
I'd like to
Especially
play...
when you live in Ultima Underworld.
I'd like to play the game.
You're like Rudin.
You are playing the game. This is the game.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot more murdering.
Did you find
It's got to tantalise you a bit first with some dialogue.
there was a clue to the art?
Is there dialogue?
Collection quests.
Found it already.
I haven't seen any dialogue. I certainly haven't read any dialogue.
I wonder what Neria is doing.
Yeah, I was skipping a lot of it, although I got the impression it did that thing where they have a voice actor who says a line and then text dialogue which is different.
Yes. That was one of the reviews.
Hello, adventurer. How can I help you?
You can shut up. That's how you can help. Oh, I've skipped something and...
Hi there. What can I do for you? The tablet?
I really hate that transition to the dialogue screen. I don't know what it is. It's really unsettling.
Press I to open your inventory and use the Song of Escape sheet music.
You can right click on stuff as well to dismantle it and etc.
Well, no, this is...
And open it. Yeah, the way you've got containers and things that need opening, I mean. Or you can drag stuff down to the quick bar.
Yes, that's what it said I could do, and then it disappeared.
Yeah, because when it tells you to do it, you've already got the thing there. It's just pointless. Tells you you can put your health potion there.
Ah. The skill does not apply in content, but the Book of Coordination is applied. Oh.
Also, have you got any points?
I don't know. It just told me to... 5. Swift fingers. Nah. Holy moly, 20% attack speed? Bloody hell. Well, knockback seems like... Can I not spend these?
No, I don't. I think you've got 5 already spent by the looks of it.
I say that meant I had 5 left to spend. Oh, well, I'll ignore it and just talk to Stonemason Orzel. It's just a chore. This is the problem with a lot of games. I play a lot of games on Game Pass for brief periods of time. So the moment it feels like a chore, I just uninstall it. The thing is, I like ARPGs. These are my thing. This is my jam. But it's not. It's running around slowly. Ah. Cool. I have to fight grave robbers or something.
Do something. Wow.
Those toxic claw robbers.
I'm in Log Hill. Auto move. Press T to auto move in the current direction. Are you going to make me press it?
What does X do on your keyboard? Because I think that's how I switch between sets of stuff. That's a gunslinger. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, X is.
Oh, maybe it's Y. I think try pressing Y. I can see it now.
No, if I press Y, it tells me my fire parameter must be full to activate barrage mode.
Oh, okay, that's completely different to the gunslinger then. Gunslinger's got like 3 different palettes of shooting styles, as I say.
The combat's nice and satisfying. It's just clunky because of this bizarre control system. I'll probably play it on keyboard and mouse next time, as this is verging on unplayable.
You know, I found it pretty weird on keyboard and mouse as well.
Skip. Long ago. Skip. Yeah, because I don't aim with the right analog stick. I move a cursor around with the right analog stick.
Might have a look on Twitch and just see if anyone is reading any of the dialogue.
Oh, some people do. A lot of Twitch streamers, they'll sit and they'll read it out. Right.
They'd have to have a very nice voice for that. It could be so formulaic though. I mean, like Zenith, which I like, is very tropey. Like all the quest text and everything is like you could just write it yourself.
Yes.
It's just, yeah. You've seen it a million times before.
Well, I mean, again, some of the games I enjoyed the most, there's a very brief amount of story. It's just very brief. Okay, they're here. Cool, let's attack. And then it's just murder things that get scored at the end of the level. And I've never seen the appeal with just trying to if it's not a world, because this is not a world, don't try and make it into a world. Because it's not.
Yeah, like really contrived world building.
Yeah, whereas Warcraft is a big open world of, you know, you can go out and you can do stuff. This
Yeah,
one,
but like lore for the sake of lore. It's
Yeah.
sucky.
oh yeah, so apparently, I wonder how I pick. Oh, left click. So one of the things that was recommended, if you're going to spend any money on this, buy a pet because you can get a pet to pick up stuff for you automatically. But apparently pets come quite often through free events.
Right, I'm off. Have fun.
I won't.
You will.
No, I'm going to give up
Good
on
night.
this discuss and go to bed.
See ya.
Have I done the quest? Yes, I suppose I have.
Bloodrose says that there's a quest in the first area, first city, in the first city that gives you a pet.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels like SnowRunner in one respect, which is I'm continually switching from gamepad to mouse because it's not quite done right. Gunplay's cool though. Like these guns are sweet. I got Bloodstained Rod. Thing is, some games the pacing takes like you get slow to story at the start, and by end game it's just complete this thing as quickly as you can, and you're like they don't spread it out enough. Warcraft I think did an astounding job of that, and here I don't care. I can't skip. Oh, I can skip this one. Awesome. Well, I'll try and remember what server we were on, but yeah, we should give it probably another bash like multiplayer. But oh my god, that's the pause menu. What the fuck? Holy shit. I've I've never in my life seen anything like that. Right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tentatively R Factor 2, but I will see. I'll see how it works and see if they fixed it. Because we've never played it, and we probably should. Apparently, it's good. Apparently, it's very. What's the word? Very moddable. So I will see you guys tomorrow.